Hi, I'm Michael Rubino, indoor air quality expert, mold expert, and I'm really excited to be here with you today, debunking 3 big mold myths that need to be debunked. The first one, are you ready? The first one, if you dry out the mold goes away. That is a myth. Now, if you don't know a little bit about my background, I help people, families all over the country, celebrities, athletes, you name it. And I've seen thousands beyond thousands of reports of mold inside people's homes. I have seen thousands and thousands of laboratory evidence of this exact thing that I'm going to tell you. I can tell you thousands of individual stories of people having mold from locations that were damaged many years ago. Why does this matter? Because if you believe this myth, you will think that that leak from 10 years ago is not impacting your health. And I'm here to tell you that unfortunately it is. Unfortunately, but fortunately, because now you can do something about it. You see, if I have windows and doors leaking, even if I've repaired the leak from the outside, if I don't remove the mold that started growing on the inside, that mold is still creating particles, it's still creating toxins, and it's still impacting my body every breath that I take. So if this story sounds similar to you, and as you're watching this, you're thinking about all the leaks you might have had years ago, you might want to think again. The question you should be asking yourself is there actually mold, even though the water has dissipated? When I debunk this myth for customers, it actually opens the door for them to figure out all the issues they might be experiencing inside their home to create better quality air, to create better quality of life for them and their family. You see, mold impacts people from conception to the grave. If you've never heard that before, please go to changetheair.org and you can read on the research piece all that information. It is mind-blowing. That's why it's so important that we don't just want to let a leak that happened 10 years ago, but still has catastrophic levels of mold impacting your health right now. So we have to debunk that myth. It's very, very important. Okay, the second myth is, you ready? Bleach will eliminate mold. Now maybe your mind's blown, maybe it's not. Because if you've ever listened to a video that I've said before, I pretty much try to tell you every single video, bleach is not effective at removing mold. There are many different reasons. I'm gonna try to cover a few of them, but the reality of it is, it does not affect mold at all. It does not remove it. It does a great job bleaching it, making you think it's not there, but unfortunately it is not removing the mold. And so if that's not a surprise to you, it's because you know this already, and that's great. But we're still gonna dive a little deeper just in case you don't, just in case I can give you some new information. So first, bleach will actually bleach it, as I mentioned. So you pour it on, you're cleaning a bathtub, for example, you're cleaning the grout, you're cleaning the silicone around the tub, whatever it may be. Yes, you'll notice it gets lighter in color, you're bleaching the mold, looks like it's gone, eureka, you think you did it. Unfortunately, you just bleached it, it's still there. If I tested it, even though it looks like it's gone, I guarantee you we'd pick it up, because we have before. Now, the second thing we need to know about bleach is it's a chemical agent. As a matter of fact, if you actually read the bottle, there's a big warning label on it. It says, if you use this bleach, you must ventilate the area very well because these are toxins that you're gonna be breathing in, okay? Anything with a warning label like that, where you need to ventilate the space appropriately or it'll affect your health, that's not something you wanna be cleaning your bathroom with every day. And let's be honest, how many times you open the bathroom window when you've used it? And if you haven't used it, think about your parents or your grandparents have used it. You've walked into their house and just reeks of bleach. There's no ventilation happening, there's no windows open. It's just a chemical that we associated that smell with the clean smell. I'm here to tell you today, clean is the absence of smells. It is not bleach. Last but not least, another danger with bleach is mold has something called mycotoxins. It produces these toxins as a self-defense mechanism. Now, mainly this self-defense mechanism occurs because different species of mold are fighting for the same real estate within your walls. It kind of sounds a little disgusting, but it's true. You might have Stachybotrys, which is a type of mold, or Aspergillus, which is a type of mold. And those two types of molds are trying to kill each other because you've got this beautiful wet wall that they're trying to inhabit, and they want to take up more of that real estate. So they'll actually produce toxins to try to kill each other. Well, we don't know a whole lot about this phenomenon. But what we do know is that toxins are bad for humans and bad for animals. The FDA actually regulates it in our food supply for a very specific reason. Mycotoxins are known to be carcinogenic. They're known to be immune system dysregulators. I mean, we actually make immune suppressant drugs out of mycophenolic acid, which is a mycotoxin produced from penicillium. So to wrap this all up in a pretty bow, if bleach or other chemicals that don't actually kill mold are used on mold, that could prompt mold to enact its self-defense mechanism and produce toxins. So this could be something that we're doing that's actually hurting us even more than the bleach is. So we're not using bleach, it's not effective, and if you don't believe me, type in these words in Google right now. EPA, bleach, mold. All right, this is the last myth of the third myths, and let me tell you, this one's a doozy. Wiping away mold from a wall will not remove it. It will not eradicate it. As I tell you this, think about all the times you've seen, maybe you've tried, or you've seen mom, dad, grandparents just wipe away mold from the wall or a ceiling. This happens all the time in bathroom ceilings, in dealing with clients and teaching them how to eradicate it properly. Here's why. Mold has roots called hyphae. They grow. They're mycelial structures that actually grow. They're root-like, just like a plant. They're gonna grow into the building material. Now, if I've got something like glass or metal that's non-porous, guess what? Mold can't grow into that. I could totally wipe that clean. But when we're talking about drywall, insulation behind drywall, okay? Wood flooring, wood cabinetry, things where there are pores for mold to grow into, it grows into those building materials. So now, if I just wipe it clean, listen, I've watched HGTV shows where these guys are wiping walls with Clorox bleach wipes, okay? And yeah, it looks like it's gone, but it's not. I wish I was able to walk into those houses and test to show these guys what they're doing is wrong. Now, let's go back to the roots, and I've got an analogy for you. If I have weeds growing in my yard right now, what happens if I just cut off the stem but leave the roots in place? Gonna grow back. So if I just wipe the wall for mold, gonna grow back. Think about all the times that bathroom ceiling, that pesky bathroom ceiling, you had to wipe it down like perpetually, it never went away, it always came back. Well, that's the reason. So wiping it clean is not going to do anything. And it's still dangerous to your health because it's still in the drywall, it's still in the insulation, it's still producing spores, it's still producing toxins. How do you think it comes back? Because it's reproducing spores and it's regrowing, okay? Colonizing in the same location. Also, wiping it away doesn't resolve the actual underlying issue. It doesn't resolve the root cause of this. That's because the root cause is either too much moisture in the air, it's showering in the shower without putting the exhaust fan on, you've just increased the humidity too much, you've got leaks happening, something is problematic creating the mold in the environment. Wiping away doesn't solve that. You have to figure out what's causing it and fix it properly. That's how you solve that. So first off, I want you to like, share, and comment. Tell me how I did, okay? The second thing is, tell me if there's any myths you've heard of that were not covered in this very short 3-topic subject, because I'd love to cover more. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what myth you want me to either prove or disprove. Please let me know.